Okay, so hello everybody. So this is the Ram here that's stuck, and you can see up in here that it's pretty tight. Like the tolerance between the dovetail and the top of the Ram are pretty tight. I've been spraying this stuff, but I can't get any. I don't think anything's really getting in there. It looks the same on both sides. Now I wish, like this top corner there, I wish it was rounded and there was a little bit of a gap, because then you could spray something in there. It might make a difference. Like the bottom here doesn't touch the casting. And so I've been spraying it in there, spraying it along the edge, but let's face it, this thing is pretty heavy, and I don't think just spraying the edge here, you're going to get anything in. And I'm using PB Blaster, okay? One of the guys recommended it. And so I decided to take a block of wood like this and hold it against and kind of tap it lightly with this probably 3-pound sledge. So I'm like, tap, 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 tap across here on both sides. Tap this, tap that, and then I sprayed some more stuff in, and I gave the front a couple of love taps. But I mean, I don't have too much room to get around the back, so I know when I do free the Ram up, I have to move the base of the machine out from the wall so I can get the full travel. But that's where I'm at now. But something really interesting happened. I don't want this video to be too long, but I mean, most people that run a Bridgeport, you loosen these 3 studs here to crank the head up or down, but you often have to loosen them to trim the head. And the same with the 4 bolts in the front, So I mean, I figured I was going to crank the head up to put more weight on the Ram and maybe give me a little more room to give this a few love taps. But so I loosened the 3 studs here, and the head fell down about 10 degrees. I was shocked. I never seen that happen before. So I mean, I got up on a little step ladder and I looked down in here, and the teeth are ripped right off of this thing here. And I was shocked. I never saw that before in my life. So what I'm thinking is, maybe the guy I bought this from, he has his own Bridgeport look-alike machines. I don't know who could have damaged that. It's pretty obvious. These 3 studs are clamping this together to bind this, so it, the knuckle or whatever you want to call it, so it doesn't move. And somebody had to crank the living piss out of this adjusting thing, and there's like a worm gear on it to wear that out. It's like, I don't know how it could have happened. It's really, really amazing. So I'm not thrilled about it, but eventually I'm going to have to buy this piece. I mean, the head bolts onto it, and then it's held in here on the, and hey, maybe I can just, it's like I never really used this that much, and places I worked at, if you had a machine, a big chamfer and something, we had other machines you could do that with. So very rarely did we ever have to crank the head up or down, And even like cranking the head side to side, my God, we used angle blocks, You put an angle block in a vise to put an angle on something. Very rarely did we ever do that, My God, we had horizontal boring mills with rotary tables, and you could put a piece on there and rotate it any angle you wanted and cut a big chamfer on it. It just didn't make sense to use a Bridgeport for something like that. But anyway, it's like, trying to free up the Ram, and I find another problem. It's like, I'll tell you, it scared me when that thing dropped down like that. But anyway, that's where I am right now. And this right here, I'm going to make my own screw for that. Some thief took that. It's just a 5/16 18 thread. And I think I can actually, turn the disc, thread it, and like maybe Loctite it to a piece of threaded rod, or maybe I can just use like a hex bolt. I got to see how big the hex is, and maybe there's enough of it to contact. I can just put a slot in the hex bolt to tighten it in, because if you're not careful, this could pull out, and the clock spring, you'd have to reset it. But anyway, that's it for now.